Inspired Dr. Evil. I get a lot of people asking if I think he's good. So I thought we would do a little bit of a showcase on him today. He is the first Nat 5 that I pulled, and he's the first one that I maxed out. He is 6-star, he is all the way skilled up. And I mean, the gear certainly leaves something to be desired, but the game, we're pretty early in the game. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about his abilities, and then we'll go take a look at him in action in a few different places. You can see kind of what I do with him and where he's usable, and kind of an idea of how to gear him and stuff. All right. So on the A1, we've got a blind, 2-hitter with a blind. Fairly straightforward stuff there. And if you want to see what something does, you can just click the debuff here if you don't know that. So this increases the enemy's chance to land a glancing hit. Here we've got an AoE stun and slow on a 3-turn cooldown. Again, very nice. Sometimes he stuns everybody, and it's wonderful. And then on the A3, we've got a self-buffing attack, AoE, cooldown reset on all enemies, which is absolutely disgusting. And then if the enemy has max HP greater than twice my own, I'll do extra damage. That gives him some utility and some PvE content as well. And then he's got a crit rate lead, 33% crit rate lead for fire teammates. I don't use it a ton because he has 100 crit rate. The gear that I'm using on him right now just gives him 100 crit rate because I don't have a good crit damage rune. So he's got a crit rate rune. But basically, speed, attack, crit rate, crit damage, accuracy. He can be a little stat hungry if you're trying to absolutely maximize everything he's capable of. But you could also lean a few different ways with him. If you wanted to go nuker, you could certainly go that route and not focus so much on the accuracy. Alternatively, you could tank him up. You could make him tanky and worry more about the accuracy and have him land the cooldowns, because that in its own right is incredibly impactful. It's great for Lost Tunnel, it's great for Arena, it's great in a lot of places. You reset all the cooldowns of all the enemies, all they can do is A1. There's only a handful of champs that can really do much to you with their A1, so you don't have to hit every single stat on him necessarily. If you can, great, but I would not stress yourself out about it. You know, test him out as a nuker and see how you feel about it. Test him out as solely utility and see how you feel about it. And if you can meet somewhere in the middle, kind of like I have with this build, you know, there's more than one way to use him. So don't stress yourself out about having to hit every single stat. But those are the stats that you would want to focus. So let's talk about the gear that he's got. Pretty decent rune here. I'm sorry, I gotta stop calling them runes. It's gear. Pretty decent piece of gear here. Little bit of speed, little bit of crit damage, little bit of accuracy. I would like him to have more accuracy, and ultimately, again, I would like to swap him around and have him, even if he had to drop to like 80% crit rate, I think I would be fine with that. If I could get him a good crit damage rune here. The nice thing is my crit rate rune has a decent crit damage roll, and it's hard to really get him out of this gear right now because a lot of it has pretty good speed rolls on it. But speed on the slot 2, if you can get really good speed rolls, you can justify going attack percentage on the slot 2, especially if you're running him with a pretty good booster. But for the way that I'm using him and what I'm doing with him, I went speed. All right. Again, here, crit rate, speed, and the substats. Crit rate, speed, attack. Here we've got a little accuracy, crit damage, speed. Speed, crit rate, accuracy, crit damage. You see a theme, right? Attack percentage on the slot 6. And again, ideally crit damage on the slot 4, but you can go crit rate if you want. So that's it. That's a quick look at his skills, some approaches to building him. Let's go take a look at him in a few places. We'll start with Arena, I reckon, and just work our way through. I don't know that I'm going to win every fight that we jump into, but we'll do a few fights and you can kind of see what we're working with here, all right? So we're going to reset with our water source, who we'll probably do a video on soon as well. And then he managed to sneak a turn in, but that's because of his passive. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hit everybody, and you'll see increased cooldown. I think we got resisted here, but everybody else had their cooldowns increased. So they're only going to be able to A1 for a bit. It's going to be a minute before they get to use an actual skill, right? And then I'm going to bomb. What do we want to bomb here? You're really annoying. I think I'm actually going to bomb you. Because I don't think you're going to be able to do too much to me. I kind of wish I hadn't glanced there. That's a little unfortunate. I really need you to stop the glancing. I would like to not lose this fight if we can at all help it. But it's not really looking good for us anymore, is it? Now it's just a matter of killing her. These are very annoying. These have been very annoying to deal with. But anyway, you saw that was kind of a good example actually of what he's bringing to the fight. If you are unable to wipe them out on your first turn, if you're running this kind of team, he is the reason that we have a shot now of winning this, because what he did was he reset everybody but her. I think she resisted it, but everybody else was only able to A1, which saves us because we are not a tanky team. We don't have a lot of sustain, so if we can't get the enemies out of our face in a timely fashion, we are going to struggle to have any success. We can't do any damage to her. Holy cow. We got to get another bomb up, dude. Yeah, these chicks are annoying. I don't like them at all. I don't like them at all. And now I guess I don't fully understand everything that she does. I'm not going to detonate it because she seems to not be taking any damage right now for some reason, and I don't really understand why. There, she took damage now. Now maybe we can kill her. There we go. Annoying, yeah. But anyway, we'll do a couple more. You can see what we're working with here. Basically, as long as we don't get outsped, we should be fine. In most cases. But that was a good example of like what he brings. He brings good damage, and then in a roundabout way, it's kind of like support. It's kind of like a little bit of insurance. See, we glanced here, so he's still got his cooldowns, but everybody over here, I believe, got reset. So if any of them do manage to get a turn, we are going to be fine, because they don't have any other skills. They're on full cooldown. And that's that. And it would work, like I said, you could tank him up if you wanted to go a little bit more bruiser style. He fits into a bruiser comp very well, and he makes a bruiser comp harder to deal with, because if he keeps resetting your cooldowns, you don't have the utility and damage output in most cases to kill a bruiser comp. You know what I'm saying? So he can be a very good unit in that regard too. I'm using him more in something more along the lines of a cleave right now, but he can fit into a bruiser comp very well. He's got pretty decent base stats, right? 9200 HP on a nuker. Here, this is not a nuker. Damage. He can be kind of a good damage dealer, but not really a nuker. But like who's like a good support? She's only 5-star. We'd have to go into the bestiary to look, but he's got decent base stats is the point. You can kind of take him in any direction you want to take him in. So I would encourage you to like experiment with it a little bit, play around with him and see what you think. Right now, I like him for this. I also use him as my campaign farmer. He's decently fast at it. Sometimes he's dumb, and he does that. And you know, that's just something that's going to happen in these games. They're going to derp a little bit. I don't want to run his AI to force him to not be stupid. I don't know why he's being stupid. Actually, he's being particularly stupid here. Man, he is choosing the absolute most inefficient way he could choose to use his skills right now. Which again, I guess is a good testament to his effectiveness, because he's still going to be fine. but yeah, I mean, decent. He should be faster than that. I don't know why he chose to do it so slow. I guess he knows I'm recording. You see my best is 30. That tends to be about more along the lines of the average. He seems to average about 30 seconds, but I guess he's a little nervous because the camera's on. But he's a great farmer. He's great in arena. I don't currently do much with him in dungeons. I have him built more with farming and arena in mind. But again, you could get a little bit more sustain on him, perhaps. Probably a little bit more accuracy, and he might be worth taking into some of the dungeons, help you wave clear. And again, can do some pretty nice damage because he's got that thing where he does 40% more if the enemy has way more max HP than him. In some cases, you'll reach that in arena, especially if you built him as a nuker as well. So it's a pretty cool like passive effect on the skill. As far as the skill ups go, I personally think it's worth it. You'll always get conflicting answers there. I think getting the cooldown on this is ridiculous. I think having this skill on a 4-turn cooldown, that means there are a lot of units that you'll go against that you'll be able to lock out fully as long as you are able to land. As long as you have the accuracy to land it, you'll be able to lock them out fully for as long as they're alive, because a lot of units have cooldowns longer than 4 turns. So you get a little bit of speed on him, especially if you get a little bit of turn cycling in the composition with him. There are many, many units in the game that he will be able to lock out for the entire fight. That's crazy. And then on top of that, he can stun. Stun and slow, which makes it easier for him to cycle around and lock them out into only being able to A1. He's a ridiculous unit. He's one of the better units in the game in its current state. So if anybody in the chat's telling you he's not good or not worth the build, I highly disagree with you. Maybe someday I'll pull one that's got some slightly better IVs / physique, but that's pretty much it. That's just a real quick showcase. I just wanted to kind of let you see him in action. If you want to, I'll put my invite code. I'll put my invite code in the pinned comment of this video. If you want to use my code, I have him set as my rep. If you would like to use him, see him in action in your own account, and I might be able to reference the build and stuff as I change it over time. But that's it. I hope that this was helpful for you. We'll be back soon with some more units. Let me know if you see anybody in my roster that you would really like to see a video on next. Throw it in the comments, and I'll check it out before I'm going to record another one of these. And if there's a really popular unit down there, we'll make them the next video. All right, but that's it. I'm getting out of here for this one. Appreciate you guys watching. Later.